it was like I was in like a prison in my mind completely. I was
Wow.
in bondage in my own mind, and I couldn't break free of that at all. And it affected just everything.
Yeah.
Everything. That prison in my mind that I'm talking about, it would just get darker and darker and darker and darker every time that would happen.
I mean, as a husband that cares and loves his wife, I mean, it was awful. I mean, it's awful seeing the person that you care most about struggle.
I kind of feel like we were just really losing hope. We were really losing hope.
Yeah.
And I was in tremendous fear of moving forward, but I was in fear and I was completely stuck and I felt completely paralyzed. So when we
Wow.
started working with you, I mean, everything changed. Literally, everything changed.
What you just saw was a small portion of a very powerful interview where Michelle and Michael shared openly about their healing journey. About 4 years ago, they reached out to me for help because Michelle was dealing with very serious anxiety issues as well as depression. They had experienced some very significant losses in their life, which included 3 miscarriages. And so their hearts were heavy when they first came to me. And so I want to share more of their conversation so you can hear from them both the pain that they were experiencing and the transformation that they experienced. So I'm going to segue back to their conversation, and I'm going to pop in for one piece of explanation and then give you what has happened after their healing journey, because I think that's the really powerful part. Like, what is possible after healing?
Well, I'm sleeping better.
Yes.
Even with a brand new baby, I mean,
Oh,
but
come
you
on.
don't
I love
understand
that.
how huge that is, though.
It's huge.
It's huge. It
huge.
affected my whole life. So
No, and I think we need to highlight that for a minute because, man, this is one of those things I hear all the time. I'm not sleeping,
right.
And it is so related to the anxiety and depression.
My relationship with the Lord is deeper and better and richer. I feel like this is pretty personal to admit, but I don't have those super dark thoughts that I was having. Like super dark. So that would almost scare me to have. So
I would love to add, thank you for being vulnerable with that. Because again, man, when you come from a position of strong faith, it can be super embarrassing to even admit that those types of thoughts are happening. And it can make you question your faith and question who you are and all of those things. So Michelle, I really appreciate you being vulnerable to go, hey, that was happening and that's not happening anymore.
You know, it's natural as a couple when you're experiencing trauma to just kind of talk about that trauma all the time. We're not ruminating on those things like we used to.
This is very true.
I don't carry this emotional weighted blanket around anymore that I used to.
Give it away, yard sale.
Right, yeah.
So this next segment is just Michelle is super honest and open about all the emotions that come with trying to conceive again.
We were deathly afraid of having loss again. We were super afraid that our daughter would never have a sibling when that was our greatest heart's desire. We thought maybe it was too late. We didn't know what was wrong. And all these thoughts, what if this, what if that, what if this, just went racing through our heads. The getting our minds right and renewing our minds and our thoughts, not continuing to perpetuate this trauma cycle that we had been in, expecting something different this time instead of expecting loss.
That's good.
And wouldn't you know, in December at Christmas, we're pregnant. And we found out on New Year's Day. And it was like the start of something new. And it was just a wonderful pregnancy. There was, no complications. And it was just, I don't even know how to describe it.
It's just been amazing. It's been life-changing for, I think, for each one of us and for us together collectively in our marriage. Just coming from a situation where we were just consumed with sorrow and just weighted down. And I think, like Michelle said, we just felt like we had no hope, which is a terrible place to be in. You just feel like the next day is going to be the same crappy day or worse. And we just don't have that mindset anymore. And we're thriving with our little family and doing what we can to keep moving forward and taking the challenges as they come. And I know that we certainly got healthier on this journey, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally.
Right.
Michelle, what was your biggest shift in your mindset overall throughout this process?
Grief does not equal depression, you know?
That's good.
That just because something runs in your family, depression, anxiety,
come on,
bipolar, okay, just because
That's
it does, and it does in my family, does not mean that you cannot break off those ties in Jesus' name.
It's good.
You can stop that in your family so it does not continue on down your line.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The idea that I had that stress is normal and you just have to deal with it.
Right.
And it's always going to be that way. And so I've been able to shift, and I don't have to walk around feeling stressed out. And
that's good.
Shoving down stress is not the answer, because that was my answer for my entire life, was to just sort of bottle it up. We had sort of come to you limping together, and and sort of exasperated, and we both felt, at least I know that I felt very defeated, and I believe she did too. And so at some point, you know, you come to the realization that, well, we got to try something. I mean, this can't be our life. Like, we can't just keep doing this.
Surviving
is not a life. And you know, we wanted better for ourselves. We wanted better for our daughter at the time.
Yeah.
And so it was very easy for me to say, yeah, sure. I'll, tell me what I need to do. Yeah. Because clearly what we're doing right now is not working.
That's good.
So I was very open to trying something.
You have got to get your body healthy, because your brain will respond to that. It is absolutely a huge piece of the puzzle, one of the biggest. And I think it is overlooked.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I also just want to highlight again, personal story, that this was a huge game changer for you personally, because it is what allowed you physically, your womb to physically heal, so that you guys could conceive and carry a baby to full term.
We have a
so
6-month-old baby because of this. Yes.
Is what would you both say to someone who's watching, hearing your story, resonating, wanting freedom, but feeling a bit scared to step up and change your life? Like, what would be your encouragement to go, yes, reach out, watch the masterclass, get it done?
I would say just do it. But going in, you have to do the work. You have to do the work. So it is not a Band-Aid. You know, you have to dive in to each module, take the time with it, apply it to your life. You have to do the work in order to see the results.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, just to reiterate that, I mean, I love audiobooks, but like, this is not an audiobook. You can't you can't sit back and just watch. I mean, you have to do the work.
Right.
But it's worth it. It really is worth it. It's changed our lives, and I think that it has the power to change others' lives as well.
Right.
Going through this.
And so I want to thank you guys, because, man, from the moment, I mean, Michelle, I remember our breakthrough session, man, you showed up with page after page of notes. Like, these are all my notes on the masterclass.
That's me.
That's you. But you showed up that way. And that was one of the things that told me, hey, this is a good fit. Like when I have somebody that shows up hungry like that for freedom, they're like, I need a breakthrough. And I've got 10 pages of notes on the masterclass alone, which is 45 minutes. Like, I'm like, I know we can win on this. I know we can break through, because if you guys show up with that kind of attitude through the process, of course you'll be successful. And that's exactly what you guys experienced, was just an amazing breakthrough and transformation.
Thank you, Staci.
Thank you.
So now I want to bring our conversation full circle so that you can see what happens after healing. As the ministry and business grew, I reached out to Michelle and asked her to help me support our clients through the process. And she was happy to do so. And Michelle turned out to be a phenomenal coach, like really, really great, really supportive. And our clients loved this because Michelle understood what it was like to be in anxiety and depression and to come out on the other side completely healed. And so this was very powerful to have her on our team. And it just is a testimony to what is really possible after healing happens. For me, I know when I was dealing with these things, yes, I was involved in ministry and I was being a mom and a wife, but those things were really held back because of the emotional health problems. Once I was able to step into the place of peace and joy and emotional mastery, things really began to change, and my impact and my reach really grew. And so I wanted to share this with you, not to just say, hey, healing is possible, which yes, healing is possible, but to invite you to think about what's on the other side. Like, are there people that you're meant to reach? Are there books you're meant to write? Are there ministries you're supposed to start? Are there businesses you're supposed to launch that are waiting on you finding your healing? There is so much that is possible for you once you step into unshakable peace and abundant joy. Here at Mind, Heart, Holy Spirit, we are building a community of champions that are no longer settling for managing symptoms. We are building a community that is pushing forward towards complete healing, abundant joy, and unshakable peace. And so if you would like to join us, I would love for you to hit subscribe and drop me a comment to let me know that you're here. Let me know, what breakthrough are you believing for? And I'll be back soon to encourage you on your healing journey.